you have heard both of them about
Yes.
section 13, section 18,
Mm,
and section
mm,
11, subsection 5.
mm,
Now the
mm,
question is, after COVID-19,
mm,
lot
mm,
of the flat buyer who had booked the flat, or
mm,
they are citing one or the other reason, and they want to ask for the refund.
mm,
Now, recently, judgment of Marera, one more judgment of Marera also has been given, appellate tribunal,
mm,
where it
mm,
was said that booking amount 100% should be refunded because the agreement is not executed, so the transactions are not completed. So therefore,
mm,
when the it is the right of the allottee to ask for the refund. Of course, without
mm,
interest, amount was
mm,
asked to be refunded. What is your view as far as forfeiture of the booking amount if the allottee himself withdraws?
See, my view is that when a allottee is coming for booking a flat, firstly, as he is coming knowingly that he is going to purchase a property, right? So when he comes to a buyer, he first checks out all the documents and everything, then only he is giving a token amount. Now I'm not going into COVID, because COVID is a situation which is absolute. This pandemic situation is something beyond everyone's control. So that is not the point that will happen regularly. This is something which happens once in a lifetime. But if a buyer, after making an allotment or after doing a booking, he thinks that he will not take the flat, then in my view, he should be refunded the money after deducting the booking amount. Why? Because the buyer, after going through all the details, have made his mind to enter into this project, and accordingly he is giving the booking amount. After giving the booking amount for no reason, if he comes up and say that no, I don't want to take the flat, just like that, then it is the builder who is in trouble, because he is already allotting that particular flat to this particular allottee, and in the meantime he is not taking any booking for that flat. So in terms of the as per the terms of the booking form and everything, booking details, if there is a clause of forfeiture of any percentage, then that should be forfeited and the remaining should be returned to him without any interest. Now there are some other points also I would like to point on this. When going through the judgment that we are discussing upon, this another judgment order of GLF, DLF, and there is another judgment of Rekha Naveni. Here it is a very particular another point should be also highlighted, that she was the judgment I'm referring to is, that is the Maharashtra Real Estate Appellate Tribunal judgment of Mrs. Rekha Naveni versus Omkar Ventures. Here in this particular case, there is one point which should be noted, that she was under the view that she will get a bank loan in the property, and the agent who did the deal promised to her that in case there is no bank loan, the entire booking amount will be refunded. Now it is, if we look into section 11.2 advertisement and section 2L, that is the prospectus, both the cases it is very clearly stated that whatever the buyer states, whatever the details are given, the agent also should follow that. And in her case, she has got the benefit that as the buyer wanted to shrug off that the agent has said and I have not said, this matter has not been taken into account by the tribunal. The tribunal said that this will be considered, that as she was given a idea that the entire money will be refunded. So when the when her loan was not uh, sanctioned, then you cannot forfeit her money, stating that no, you are, that was stated in the booking amount. So in both scenarios, there is that it should be a clarity as to what is stated in the booking form, and accordingly the buyer should have every knowledge as to what he or she is signing upon. And if they are by any chance taken by false promises, then they should get the entire refund. Otherwise, if there is no false promise from the buyer or the agent, then there should be a deduction from the side of the buyer to give the benefit of the to the buyer also, to compensate his losses due to the booking which has been done by the buyer. So my point is to this is very clear that if the buyer willfully wants to take the money back, then the promoter has the right to charge money.
It also indicates that if there is a default on account of the allotee, the booking amount or certain amount may be forfeited.
Yes, sir.
Subhro, there is a question on the chat box from Ram Dronam. He wants to ask you agreements in case of pre-RERA, and it is an ongoing project which is registered with RERA, whether the agreement should be in a RERA format or it should be any other format.
First and foremost, regarding agreements, it is very clearly stated that if any project where agreements has been entered upon pre-RERA, and but the project is still continuing and is now under the purview of RERA, then it is the option of the allotee whether if he wants he can change the agreement, or if he wants he can continue with the old agreement. However, the allotee will get all the benefits of RERA whether it is written there in the agreement or not. So in a nutshell, if any terms of the agreement is violating the clauses of RERA, then the clauses of RERA will supersede that agreement on that particular clause.
There is another question from
Mhm,
Rajendra. He is
mhm,
asking, I have paid 5
mhm,
lakh rupees for 3 bedroom flat, but after
mhm,
OC, builder told
mhm,
take the agreement for 2 flat that was not acceptable to me. I cancelled the
mhm,
agreement. So
mhm,
in such case, whether the builder
mhm.
can forfeit my 5 lakh rupees.
No, he cannot, because it was a clear understanding that I entered into agreement for 3 bedroom, and
Correct.
now it is the builder who for his own interest is cancelling the flat and giving me 2 bedroom. It is very clear that he must have got a better price for the 3 bedroom, and he is now shrugging me off to a 2 bedroom. So I not he will not only get the 5 lakh rupees back, but he will get a compensation over it also. That is my
Okay.
view.
There is a question from Ajit Nayak from Bangalore. Can state government tweak the terms of the agreement for sale? In Karnataka, for the apartments booked in construction stage, government has
Mm,
tweaked the condition on payment of taxes. As per the agreement for
mm,
sale of government of Karnataka, taxes of
mm.
GST are to be paid by the allotee. It is wrong.
Okay.
So,
Mm.
can the state government change the terms and condition?
Sir, the state government can change make rules. The act cannot be handled with by the state government. It is the rules where the state government can make changes, but any rule which is contradictory, just what you said now, GST payment as per GST law, if that is not applicable, then you cannot write something which is not permissible in law, because for GST by the GST law, where the GST has to be paid by the developer. Now, how there it is the part of the developer to collect the GST from the allotee, that is another issue. But the question is who will pay the GST? It is always the developer. It is the rules they cannot write that the allotee will pay the GST. There is no provision for the allotee to pay GST, because GST numbers are allotted to the developer, not to the allotee. So if any rule is made which is contradictory to the original rule, other rule, or contradicts with the fact with income tax law or any other law, then it is a question to be challenged and to be rectified. I think the
Okay.
apex, the entire the rule should be looked into, and this kind of uh, dispute should be immediately sought out for.
So
Okay.
actually, this the point is written in the agreement that the price is inclusive of taxes. But in my view, sir, the prices can the taxes cannot be inclusive. It need to be a base. It was written in the agreement, but it need to be price plus whatever the taxable taxes applicable at given point of time. So Subratoji, just add on to this also, like in my what should be a corrective measures. It looks like the intent of while framing the agreement to sell was not key that every price at a given point of time to be put in place to the allottee. The basic price plus whatever tax are applicable. That is the basic intent of the agreement. You can add on to this.
Maybe it is GST now, maybe some other tax may be included during the process of construction, and that is applicable to the buyer. Then you cannot say that the price which is fixed on today and the payment will be made over a period of 3 years, that no other taxes will be added. So it should be what, as Amit ji you have said, it is very correct that it should be stated separately that whatever taxes that are applicable that should be paid, and that should be stated separately from the price.